Oh, that's right. We starting good. We starting coffeed. Oh, it's Hector. My goodness, I've got so much in common. And to be fair, coffee's not that rare. That's true. All the same. Bit of cheese and guacamole, because it's Nacho. Yeah, a little bit of a difference, isn't it, between when Tuco was here. Also interesting that Hector's sitting in on these because he wasn't before. Yeah. See a little bit of the tension in him. Oh, we are getting our boy. Yeah, Domingo. You alright, mate? Oh, he's going to be well uneasy, isn't he?
Hola, Don Hector.
He's so cheery. Sell him some furniture. Sorry. Diffuse the tension, that's what I'm saying.
How's your dad?
Hey, yeah, right?
Fine. My father's gonna bring in his Corolla.
Oh, Domingo, boy. Come on. Yeah. I think Nacho is having to make these runs smooth as possible. The boss right over his shoulder. It's also interesting, by the way, just briefly, the contrast between Gus and Hector's management skills and management techniques, sorry, is what I meant. Gus managing his people, he's so kind, so careful, so considerate of them. Hector, ooh, the opposite. It's interesting how we're seeing Hector fail.
Dumped a stash in the gutter.
Let me finish.
Yeah, Domingo, this was not the one to mess up, dude.
You're light.
Well, thank you. Been exercising.
Why didn't you make it up on your end?
I did. You got my share, man.
Damn. This is why Nacho's annoyed in this moment, because now he has to make an example of Domingo, and Nacho doesn't want to do that. Clearly, you know, Domingo came in, sat down, he was like, "How you doing, man? How's your dad?" They clearly have an interpersonal relationship, do you know what I mean? There's a little bit of small talk, a little bit of kind of pleasantness between them. Obviously, with Hector, Nacho can't do that. And unfortunately for Domingo, he's short, and Nacho now needs to follow through with the appropriate force that Hector would expect, and again, we're seeing little touches of who Nacho is, I think.
All right. Make it up next week.
Ooh, is Hector going to be okay with that? Starting to get an inkling of maybe why Nacho's, we don't see him in Breaking Bad. It's too nice, perhaps.
Who works for who?
Yeah, he has to. Oh, man. Domingo is not going through a fun time, is he, at all, in these shows? Okay, we're focusing on Nacho.
¿No has visto el curo negro?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Bringing us back to him and his father here. First time we saw his father with Mike, I was like, oh, interesting. His dad's so nice. And Nacho is this criminal. Because I think at that point in the show, he was kind of inhabiting that more criminal-esque side of himself. And he was presented like that to the audience. And then so when we came here the first time, it was such a contrast. Now I'm like, okay, actually, I'm feeling like more of what I'm seeing from Nacho is reminiscent of his father. Sorry, it's interesting. The two times we've been in this place, the way that as the shows come on and as we've learned more about Nacho, and just how the first time we came to this place and the second time, how different I feel as the audience looking in as to what I feel in regard to Nacho and his relationship with his dad, and how his dad is actually closer to Nacho than I first gave credit for, and how beautifully that was done. Like I say, we've not seen much of Nacho in between that, and yet I feel so much different as a result. And I suppose actually I didn't realise, but those scenes with Mike and Nacho, it was always focused on Mike, and I was always commenting on Mike because he was the one we were following through it. But interesting how those scenes as well gave you a lot about Nacho in them without you really realising. Yeah, I don't think he likes it. What he has to do to Domingo there, that's not how he wants to do business. And I think him coming here, this might be his safe space a little bit. Do you know what I mean? The noise, the hyper-focus in his work. Did he just go into himself? Self-harming, maybe, as well. Yeah, that was on purpose. I don't think he liked that at all. And I think he was self-harming there. Bless him. So interesting. Such an interesting character. Oh, it makes you feel for him. Hello and welcome to another Better Call Saul Sunday. That's right, the show that happens every single Sunday until we are finished with it. Today, episode 6 of season 3. It is called Off Brand, and we shall see what it holds. Flamingo! Ah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Tell you what, windows open, neighbours think I'm insane.
Jimmy McGill reached out to people who otherwise may never have seen an attorney in their entire life.
He did, yeah.
For a price they could afford, because Jimmy McGill cares about people.
Yeah, and that's true, all true.
He's devoted the past 3 years of his life to his brother's welfare.
Also true.
Dropping everything to care for his brother through multiple hospitalizations.
Yeah.
When he discovered he had been betrayed by his only living blood relative.
Yeah, and it's funny how, obviously, Kim laying it out all together. You know, you can't have Chuck's side of it and all the other stuff and not talk about that.
Jimmy snapped.
Yeah, understandably.
Wouldn't you?
Right, good on her. Bless her for coming and trying to see him after that.
With Jimmy McGill in it.
Right, Chuck, at this point, mate, this is the, look at him. He's in so much pain and he needs help. And again, I'll say it again, and I will wear it out, I'm sure. But my man, you need to stop. Let Jimmy go and focus on yourself.
Somebody
call the Pope, because according to your summation, I ought to be a saint.
It's interesting the way that he phrased that as well, actually. If it was up to you, I'd be a saint. You see a little bit of self-deprecation there, but I think it's genuine. He's kind of making a joke, but I think what he's actually communicating in the thing that he said right there was like, you hammed it up a little bit high, didn't you? But everything that Kim said was true. Him being sat there, I don't think he let all of that wash over him. It was like, I don't deserve all of this. Like, sure, whatever. Jimmy's like, you arrayed me like a saint. And I was like, yeah, funny that, innit, Jimmy? Because the things that you were doing, you kind of were. Like I say, he said that in a self-deprecating way, as if it's like, you shouldn't have done that. You know, I'm not a saint. I think there's a little bit of humility there and actually not realizing actually how much he has done for Chuck. Rebecca?
Rebecca?
Yeah, good. Okay.
Hi, Kim Wexler.
Rebecca Bois.
Bois. Very fancy. Sorry, just French probably.
Just to Chuck's and he won't answer the door. I want you to come with me to get him to let us in.
No, Jimmy's not the person. No, Rebecca. This is the thing. She's been absent for so long. She doesn't know the situation. Why would she? I'm not blaming her. You know what I mean? Jimmy shouldn't be anywhere near Chuck now. And honestly, if you ask me, in the future, I think they need to part way. I mean, I've been saying that all the time. Now more than ever, they need to...
No thanks.
Good.
I've already kicked my door in for the year.
Yeah, sorry.
You owe it to him.
No, Rebecca. No, he doesn't. He's given him so much. You don't... Okay, I'm going to give Rebecca a pass because she's not been here. She doesn't know. She's come into this situation fresh. All the information at once, and she doesn't quite appreciate what's gone on. And good for Jimmy standing up for himself because he should and he needs to. This is the thing. I think Rebecca actually, funnily enough, yeah, I think she is. She's going to array herself against Jimmy, which is sad. But I think she's wrong. He doesn't owe him anything. And I think considering everything, the best thing Jimmy can do for Chuck is stay away from him.
I don't owe him squat.
Good. No, this is good. This is healthy. Jimmy, drawing lines, creating boundaries, being like, no, we're done. Good. Don't you dare join back in.
Jimmy, you lied to me.
Okay, that might be true. That's fair.
You got what you wanted. Now it's time to do what's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see why you and Chuck were together. Okay.
No.
Jimmy, he's still your brother.
And that's exactly why Jimmy was there for him the whole time, despite getting all this abuse.
Not anymore, he's not.
Good. Perfect. This is appropriate. This is healthy. This is mature from Jimmy. You need to back off, lady. Don't you dare.
Chuck was right about you all along.
You dickhead. No.
He's mentally ill. What is your excuse?
No. That incenses me, actually. No. I'm not going to repeat myself. I think I said what I wanted to say last episode about this. Chuck being mentally ill does not excuse him for treating Jimmy the way he treated him. It can explain it. It doesn't excuse it. Not at all. It is Jimmy's prerogative at this point to keep himself away from the person that is going to hurt him. It is not the good decision for Jimmy to go to Chuck, knowing full well that because of his mental illness, his condition, he'll hurt, torment, criticize Jimmy from start to finish that entire time. Jimmy knows that. We know that. Again, I'm kind of giving Rebecca a little bit of a pass. At the same time, I would have expected better of her at this point, so I'm a little disappointed I am. But I'm sorry, Jimmy taking himself out of that situation because he's been giving his brother help all this time. No. What's your excuse? What do you mean, what's his excuse, Rebecca? His excuse for acting this way, behaving this way, reacting this way is because of Chuck. Because of his immaturity, because of his inability to handle what's going on with him, his reluctance to deal with what's going on with him as well. If Chuck's condition causes him to act in the way he's been acting around Jimmy, then Chuck needs to accept, and Rebecca needs to accept, that if the only way to fix that is for Jimmy not to go near him, then that is absolutely adequate. And that's exactly what he should do.
Enjoy your champagne.
Shut the f*** up. Admittedly, walking into the champagne wasn't a good look. From Kim's and Jimmy's perspective, that is like, what, a 3-year, 4-year, whatever it's been, journey to this end where he's finally free of Chuck. And I'm not saying he's going to be free of Chuck. I have a feeling he's probably not. But to them, that's what that is. That's what the celebration is. And they should be celebrating.
Thing is, I sort of volunteered you for
No, Stacey, don't do...
to help with a new playground.
Oh, fix things, yes.
Sure, but why me?
Because you want to fix things.
Sweetheart, that's not really my department.
We all know you can work it out.
You built a carport when Maddie was a kid. He said that when you were pricing it out, you thought that all the people who gave you quotes were crooks.
Yeah.
The way he talked about you, it was like you hung the moon.
He is a blessing.
Sorry, I can get you out of it. I just thought...
Okay, good. No. I do agree. I do agree. Mike wants this. He said the other episode, it was nice to fix something. What worries me is in Breaking Bad, I don't know that him and Stacey had this kind of relationship. This is very close. It felt like he got custody of Kaylee. I don't think it was an official capacity necessarily, but I do wonder whether this relationship with Stacey might sour.
Chuck?
Oh man, this is a big blow. He needs to be talking to somebody. It takes him admitting that it's mental, and I don't know if he's going to do that. What happened was a pretty traumatic thing in that courtroom. Jimmy was forced to it. I don't blame Jimmy for it particularly. It was just horrible to watch, right? But I think from Chuck's perspective, very traumatic. His image, everything that he kind of holds dear was kind of tarnished. I don't think it was tarnished. I think everyone looking at that was like, this is a sick man. I don't think anyone felt or thought less of him for it, but I think everyone was like, he needs help, right? And to Chuck, that was his image, which is huge for him. So I think him talking to a therapist would be really helpful. I mean, I say that, I don't know if any therapist can do any. Just the person that Chuck is, I just don't think he'd take well to therapy, but it doesn't mean he shouldn't have it. Howard, I need to talk him into it. He needs to talk him into something. Good. Chill out, boys.
That is a 35-year-old McAllen.
Boy, Howard coming in.
I'm not going to tell you how much it cost, but don't worry. It's coming out of my end.
What a saint. Bless him.
Jimmy was suspended for 12 months. This is a win, my friend.
Good on him. Bless Howard.
I know, it doesn't feel like it. But hear me out.
Go on.
If he screws up, which we both know is likely.
Yeah. Pour the alcohol, mate.
Chuck, you're at a crossroads.
Yes.
You can keep looking backwards,
Thank you, Howard.
or you can go forward.
Yes, Howard.
Jimmy's just not worth it.
But fine, fair. Massive respect for what Howard's trying to do here. And like I said, Chuck needs to talk to somebody. If it's not going to be a therapist, someone needs to do it. Howard is that person right now, which is beautiful.
Put your energy into the future.
Get smash, boys. Chuck, mate, you got to just relax a little bit.
Anything else is a waste of your time and intellect.
Good. Come on. Yes, boy, smell it. Yeah. Drag it in. Go on, down it. Don't you say something mean. Don't say shit.
To new beginnings.
Thank you. Okay, good.
To new beginnings.
Boys, finally. This is the thing. I feel like I'm getting everything I want. I don't believe, though, that they're never going to clash again. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you, Howard.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Why am I nervous that we're lingering? No. Destroy it. Oh, that's not good, is it? A battery. Revisiting that trauma. Ow. Is this a little bit of the thing of like, if it's in my head, I can get through it, get around it? It feels like he's testing himself. He's a clever man. Part of him knows from what we saw last episode that it's probably mental. I mean, I know we know it is really, right, at this point. But I think we've got a bit of work to do with Chuck. And I think that shows a part of him believes it. A part of him, as small as it is. And I think that's what that was, of trying to kind of hold it and be like, if it's mental, I can get over it. I can combat it. I'm strong enough. Do you know what I mean? Which, bless him, but I don't think that's how that's going to work, Chuck. But hey, if it takes him having to do something like that and trying himself until he gets to a point where he's talking to someone about it, do you know what I mean? Like small steps. It's not all going to happen at once. It's not. I feel like Rebecca, what she said is going to eat him up a little bit.
And how did he pass? Now you give that nephew a hug for me. Niece. I don't know where those sounds are coming from, sir. Last one.
Well done, buddy. Well done. Hey, what's he going to do for the year? That's interesting.
Yes, Jimmy from TV. See you soon. On TV. Get me KWBV.
Oh, wait. Do you need to cancel the ad? If it plays, does that break the...
Then get me somebody who can pull a commercial.
Right, yeah. God. Would that be a breach?
I almost let one of my ads run today.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Right.
I'm out $4,000.
Take the hit, dude.
This pile of garbage explicitly states I'm not allowed to resell.
We need to talk about the overhead on this place.
Right.
No!
This office is set up for 2.
Yeah, and this is the problem. And Jimmy just needs to get on board and get over it and move on, move forward. And in a year's time, come back to it maybe. But this is what I mean about Jimmy's decisions being taken away from him, what I was talking about last episode. And this is a big hit to him. Him and Kim set this up with the intent of moving into both of their futures. Now Kim's going to go forward. She's essentially going to outpace him. I'm not talking in the sense of competition. I'm just saying realistically, she's going to outpace him. She's going to build up, and then he's going to have to essentially start again, or get as much back as he could from the year before and start again and build that up again. Do you know what I mean? I, sitting here right now, don't think he's going to get there. I don't think he's going to do that. This decision, this good decision that he made for himself, Kim talked about it at the beginning of the episode, at the end of the court case thing, of he's been doing good for his community. The old folks that he was taking on, that's morally purely good. There's nothing you can kind of pick apart from that and be like, well, he was doing, no, nothing. Do you know, it's all good. That's the decision he made for himself. And Chuck doing what he did took that away from him. And now I think because of this, even this year, which is, great for what happened, a year, away from it all, and the punishment that Jimmy's actually got, it's not that bad in comparison to what it could be. But I think as a result of it, and this is on Jimmy, it is. He's got to be mature about it, be the bigger man about it, and just take that hit and come back in a year and move forward with whatever he's got left and build that up. He could do that. He absolutely could, and he should. But it's like letting everyone in the 100-meter sprint run uninhibited, and then being to Jimmy like, whoa, son, hey, come here, right. You got to do it on one leg. What do you mean one leg? That's going to be really hard for me. Everyone else is fine. One leg, son. And I get all the context that has led us all here, but in the grand scheme of things, like I say, I don't think Jimmy deserved what he got. I don't think Chuck coming at him in the way that he did and trapping him the way that he did, I don't think that was fair on Jimmy. I don't think it was, considering all the context. And now he's being made to run the 100-meter sprint with one leg. And it's like, you're giving him the least amount of chance possible to get away from slipping Jimmy again. Because I think this is going to lead him towards slipping Jimmy. And I think that's going to lead him towards Saul.
Didn't go through all this just to give up everything after one day of suspension.
You've kind of got to, man.
It's not everything.
Yeah.
4 walls and a door.
Exactly.
Why waste money on something we don't need?
Oh, the little look that she gave there, and combined with the words that we don't need, and I think his silence and the way he's fighting made her think for a second, do we need that? Do we need that to make this work? That little look there, that was beautiful.
We don't need.
The pause. Yeah, she kind of looks at him like, do we?
I'll hold up my end, you hold up yours, 50-50.
No, Jimmy.
So you're going to keep paying for half a law office?
How are you going to pay for that, Jimmy?
How are you going to pay for it?
The day I don't show up with my half, that's the day we'll talk about closing.
Oh no.
That's
Kim,
fair, I guess.
do you think? Ask him how he's going to get the money. Was she kind of letting him go and being like, do what you gotta do? I don't know. She knows him better than this. Do you know what I mean? I feel like she must know that there's a danger here. And I wonder whether that's her willingly letting him go to do that.
For a reasonable price, we will shoot your commercial.
A production company?
We'll shoot 9 commercials for $4,900.
Hey, fair play.
We would have you on the air by 3:20 this afternoon.
Really?
You're going to shoot a commercial in the next 2.5 hours.
Right.
There's a whole post process. I mean, there's editing.
Right, so there's 2 hours until 3:20, mate.
We would need to be shooting in the next 15 minutes.
Hey man, whatever. Your funeral. I think he's moving forward in a way that isn't helpful in the long term. What I'm talking about is the monthly upkeep of the office space. Let it go. I agree with Kim. He's holding on to that dream so hard and he doesn't want to let go, which I completely understand. You know what I mean? Like, that, it was such an emotionally charged decision in a good way. It's what he wanted. Like I say, that was his decision. Again, he was putting everything aside, slipping Jimmy aside and being like, this is what I want. I need this. And he's trying everything to make it work. I understand why he's doing what he's doing, but he needs to learn to let go. Think of a plan of what you want to do for the next year. God, maybe he'd come up with the idea that maybe I don't want to be a lawyer.
All right,
Jimmy, where are you? Are you already breaking the law?
Say the words.
For a limited,
Maybe next time. Woof.
Man, it's like the Millennium Falcon. I love it.
all the same weight?
Within a quarter gram,
Hey, it's that guy.
you get 5.
Don Hector gets 6.
Yeah, Nacho, very cool, isn't he?
He's trying to take 6.
Gus knows that's not coming from Nacho, though.
Give it to him.
Kinda has to. It's another disrespect from Hector. What can these guys do? They're pawns of these people, right? Yeah, Nacho's not doing okay. You need to get out, mate. Oh, he's scouting out. I recognise the back of that machine. That's insane that I know that. But I think, is he scouting out the place that Walter, and Jesse cooked for him? Yeah, I can't believe I recognised it from the back. Yeah, right. He's having to increase size. I wonder whether this is a natural progression or he's doing this as a result of Hector's interjection into his business. I wonder as well at how this might preemptively be preparing for Hector to no longer be in play. In that event, Gus would need to expand. This could be him moving the pieces to see how possible it would be. If so, it would demonstrate how driven Gus is. He wants Hector dead badly, but not at the expense of jeopardizing the business and his chance at Don Eladio. Yeah, we've got to be seeing Gale at some point. Oh, hello. Ah, Lydia.
It could work.
Nice. Honestly, just get everyone involved, man. Bring everyone from Breaking Bad into the fold. I'm cool with it. Oh, what we doing? What we doing, Chuck? Where are you? Again, I think he's testing himself. I get the impression that in himself he's like, right, no, this is mental. I can fix it myself. To be fair, equally, it could be Chuck trying to forcibly show that it is physical, and perhaps he sees this as training himself physically against it. I'd err the other way, but either could be true. You know, and he's kind of throwing himself aggressively at the problem. If, like I say, this proves to him he can't solve it on his own and actually confront it as a mental condition, then good.
May I speak with Dr. Lara Cruz, please?
Okay, a doctor. It's a really cool effect.
They put a gun to your head.
It's no big deal.
I don't know whether I'm overthinking this, but this line from the other guy suggests he's trying to impress Hector. It was no big deal can translate to I can handle it, Nacho can't. It slightly worries me this guy might try to usurp Nacho at some point.
Your father, he's sharp.
Don't get his daddy involved.
I want a new way
to
get my stuff over the border.
He's gonna get his dad involved.
I want a new front. My own.
Oh, Nacho's not going to be happy. Hey, do you know what? This puts Nacho on the list of people that are going to turn against Hector. If he tries to get his dad involved and turn his dad, his lovely dad who has this legitimate business, as honest as they come. Boom. You're arraying Nacho as your enemy. I mean, he was wavering anyway. He was not having a good time. He was not enjoying himself. This, though, Nacho's one phone call away from Gus asking him to be an inside man because...
My father is a simple man.
It's not going to fly with Hector, mate.
He is not in the business.
You will teach him.
Leonel talked to a guy in Los Lunas. I took a knife the guy.
All he had to do was 6 months.
Yeah. Okay, so Hector's not doing okay. Right. Alright, so there's something going on. Ooh, take it. Find out what he's got.
Boss.
What he's taking him for. I wonder, because he looked there. Yeah, I think that shows us as well. Nacho's thinking about it. Hector coming at him about his dad. That's going to push Nacho over that line. I think we just saw that it had.
You talk to your father.
Has he got his foot over it? Mm-hmm.
So you made a commercial for commercials today. Let's see it.
Okay, she's good. Sorry, I was waiting for Kim's reaction to be like, is this legit?
It's not my best work. It's...
Oh, no.
Struggling to make it in today. You better think again. You can't afford great services, great products, and most of all, that face.
I mean, I'm not being funny.
Natural charisma and bam! Better watch out.
Better what? Better call who?
Better get ready.
Better get ready. He's close, isn't he?
Call me, Saul Goodman. The world.
Oh, there he is.
Me now.
There he is, man. It was funny. I was gonna say this is much closer to Saul, to Better Call Saul, to that ad, right? He's slowly getting there, and I think maybe this is his little gateway to show him that he can do this, paving the way now for Saul. Like I said, I told you, right? I think the things that we were seeing this season were pushing him towards Saul, and I think this is confirmation of that. I don't think before this season he was on the path of Saul. I think from what's happened, especially in chicanery and Chuck kind of driving us towards chicanery, this right now, literally we see the next episode, boom, Saul. Before us, the birth almost of Saul. And I know that Saul kind of almost existed before, right, in the Slippin' Jimmy days, because I think he used that as a pseudonym. But do you know what I mean? I think that does confirm now that it was the events that we've seen very recently that have driven him to Saul.
The guy at the station said he's never seen so many star wipes in a row.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, though. To be fair, in the short amount of time he had, that's pretty good.
Saul Goodman.
It's like, Saul Good, man.
He has a lot of energy.
He does.
Just a name.
Is it at the moment? The whole personality. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, it's interesting, the lines there. Kim being like, he's got a lot of energy, like he's his own person already. And then Jimmy almost like walking back a little bit. No. It's just a name. Nothing more than that. Whereas Kim, I think, like us, can see it's more than a name. It's a person. It's a persona. Interesting that she was kind of shocked by that. It's like, Anyway, there we go. Off-brand. There we go. We got the off-brand Jimmy McGill, which is the Saul Goodman. And there we go, I think confirmation that as we've come through season 3, as we've had what has happened happen, we are no longer avoiding the path of Saul. I think we're very much on it. He was never destined for it. He didn't have to go here, but Chuck's forced him here. And I think now this episode here is the birth of Saul as we know him. Thank you so much for watching. That was Off-Brand episode 6 of Better Call Saul Sunday. If you'd like to catch it every single week, subscribe down below. Thank you, as always, to my beautiful patrons. Thank you genuinely so much for your support. Link in the description for that down below if anyone is interested. Early access for all my YouTube content over there if you want. If not, no worries. Don't you worry about it, mate. Stop, relax. Put your feet up, because you can support me this way instead. Right here, watch this video and keep the good times rolling. That's it from me this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.